All right, I wanted to show you again a little bit more in depth all the tools that are available to you when you are giving feedback or a peer review to your peers. So you click on the view feedback, okay, when you get to the person that you're grading, and that'll bring up this box right here. There's a double arrow that points outward. So you'll want to click on that because what that'll do is it'll expand this window for you. Please don't judge me on this writing here. I just put something that I had created a while ago about literacy, just as an example. So the things that you can use, the first one is a pinpoint. And what this does is, let's say that I feel like you need a comma somewhere. Let's see if I can find one of those. Make sure that they also, like say for example, because this is a parallelism, you don't really need a comma here. And you could change the colors. If you don't like red, you could do yellow or blue or purple or black, you know, whatever color you want to do. If red freaks you out and you think it might freak them out, you can do a different color. So that's the pinpoint one. And the nice thing about the pinpoint one is it automatically opens the comment box. If you want to get rid of it, and this is for all of them, you just click on the actual notation and then you hit the delete. It says, are you sure you want to delete this annotation? And you just say yes, and it completely disappears. The second one is the next one in line right here, which is the highlighter. This is if you want to cover more than just one little specific spot. So for example, maybe I really like this particular quote that you used right here. So I'm going to say, this quote is especially nice. And how you do this is you hit, as soon as after you highlight it, see how the circle over here is outlined in blue. If you hit enter, it'll automatically open up that comment, great quote. I never thought about communication this way. So you're either giving them like tips on what to change, or you're giving them feedback, like reactions, basically. Right here, you see I have an extra space between the comma and the name. So remove this space. So some of it's grammar stuff, some of it's mechanics stuff. Other parts is just giving feedback on how your reaction is. Like this one, great quote, I never thought about communication this way. Let's see, another one is the text box. And I'm going to say, is this the year or the page number? You shouldn't be confused about that, but that's just something. And you see, it doesn't really have a box around it. It just kind of inserts some text. So this one is especially useful if you wanted to suggest another type of thing, like say, let's see, if I wanted to add a word, let's see, let's go to not being able to understand what you read. Oh, okay, yeah, you're not supposed to use you. A reader reads, or I read. Remember not to use you. So that's one there we can do there. And then in addition, we can strike through the you, because it's not supposed to, we're not supposed to use you in narratives. We're supposed to use I. Another thing is, recently they said we're not supposed to include the titles of works in MLA anymore. So titles of the works are available in Works Cited. So we don't don't cite it in text. We just need the author's name, really. The next one, I haven't really found much use for this one. I guess I could do it as like a little insert caret here. That's some use I can find of it. Again, this is something if you wanted to circle something, you can do that. Again, I haven't really found a lot of use for this one in particular, but it's really good if you wanted to do like a little squiggly underline to differentiate it from something else. Again, this is not my favorite use of the annotations, because if you delete one, you basically end up deleting them all. So you have to kind of be careful with this one because it only allows, I guess, one per whatever. And then this last one, you can use to box around something and say, don't forget to synthesize after. And that's just, again, you could change the colors of these so that they're not all red and looking really bad, or freaking people out, because sometimes red has a tendency to do that. So those are the options that you have available to you through Canvas, is a pinpoint, a strike through, highlighting, drawing, and then also putting a box. I don't think I can do a different drawing and have it count. Let's see if it deletes them all. Okay, so you actually have to go out of that and finish the comments, and then you can do another drawing. Emotion, connecting. I never thought of it that way. And then once you're finished with this, all you have to do is hit the two arrows that are pointing now next to each other, and then hit the exit mark. You don't have to worry, it will save all of that. If you want to check, you can of course view the feedback again. And this is also, as you, a writer, this is how you access their feedback, is the same way. You just go in and hit the double arrows and it pulls out all of their feedback for you. So it'll automatically save it. And then we're going to give some substantial comments, not the gibberish that you see up there. So this was an interesting read. I learned a lot. How literacy works from other authors, but I'd like to see what you think about literacy. I didn't see any of that here. Maybe you could share some experiences that you've had about reading and writing. And you can go on longer about that. I'm looking for at least 3 sentences. This first one is kind of a filler sentence, so I probably wouldn't count that one, which is why I added some more. I don't know what else you could add right at this moment, but we're looking for 3 sentences. Make sure that they're substantial. They're ones that you would say if you were talking with this student face to face. So that's it. The other option that you have available to you is not the one I would choose over this one, but you can go into Word, and let's actually hide this so that there we go. So we can actually show this. If you click on review, it allows you to highlight certain parts of the text and then add a new comment. So you can make comments this way. And then after you do that, of course, there's also, if you have, like me, if you have an ability to draw on yours, you can also do that as well. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, not galaxy. Let's erase that. I just want to do a pen, and I'm going to choose You know what, I'm going to leave it with the blue because I like the blue color. So we can do circles here. We can draw lines through things, but see, we can't do that as easily or as nicely or neatly as if we just highlighted the text and then did a strike through for it. Or if we want to underline something or highlight something, we could do that here and then add a comment as well. So this one you can do as well. I have no problem with that. It's just the problem is then you now have to save this to your PC, and then you have to go over here. You have to hit attached. You have to choose the file, and hopefully it takes you to where you were. Uh-oh. Let's see. This is the problem. You might have to dig for it. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we open this, and then we add our comments. So I'm just going to copy these because for sake of speed, I'm going to add one more sentence. I would also be interested in finding out if you have other communication modes that help your literacy, such as oral or visual communication, which does happen, guys. And then after we've attached the file, we can then save it. I actually had a whole novel idea come out of a TV episode I was watching. It wasn't about the TV episode. It was a question that came up while I was watching the TV episode. So it does happen, visual or oral communication. Anyway, I think that should just about do it. If you have any other questions, we will definitely talk over those in class.